Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah wa ba'd. Let me give you the link for the live stream. I'm sorry to see the live stream. Just go to the YouTube channel, please, and see if you can see the live. Can you put it in the WhatsApp group, please?
Yeah, if it wasn't for that poster, that flyer that I put up, we might not have Jade in here today, so
Oh,
we need to. They keep taking that flyer down that brought you to this class.
all right. I will talk. Brother Jamil, I should be here today. I'll talk to him. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah wa ba'd. So we're talking about Hajj. Fifth of the five pillars of Islam. Who knows them in order? Sister Andrea? I'm calling on you. Who knows the five pillars in order?
Shahada.
Right?
Shoot, now, I'm on the spot. I don't know. And then, of course, there's the declaration of faith. And
Okay, that's the number one. What's the first thing we have to do after that? Establish Salat, right?
I know these.
All right, somebody help her out.
Zakat.
Zakat,
Oh, yeah. I didn't want to do them out of order. So.
Saum, fasting, yep,
Oh, yeah.
and Hajj.
Mhm.
Right? You have Shahada, Salat, Zakat, Saum, and Hajj. So Hajj is the fifth pillar of Islam. Pilgrimage to Mecca, and it's in specific days of the year. It is obligatory once in our lifetime. There are many virtues of making Hajj. We went over that for the people who weren't here. One of the biggest virtues is that if somebody makes Hajj, and during that Hajj they don't make any sins or speak evil, and their Hajj is accepted, they are cleaned of all their sins, and they're just as if they were born that day. Now, the question is, who is Hajj obligatory on? So that's where we are. Who would like to read?
I'll read. Hajj is a pillar of Islam. It is obligatory on, number one, the Muslim. It is not obligatory on the Kafir or the apostate from Islam.
All right, pretty obvious.
Number two, one in his right mind. It's not wajib for or on the insane.
Okay, so somebody has some type of a mental illness which absolves them from performing their obligations. This can be something that is a lifelong thing, or something that can even be a temporary thing. Some people in old age lose their cognitive abilities. So if somebody is in such a state, they do not. Hajj is nothing is obligatory on them. Okay. Number three.
Number three, the free man. It is not obligatory on the slave who is the property of his master.
Okay, so all right, somebody's free. So first three, pretty obvious, right? Number four.
Can we talk about number three? That seems like it's condoning slavery. Or was this just for times back in?
Well, slavery was a system back in the day, and Islam put regulations on it and made it so that it was not cruel and limited the ways on which slaves could be attained. And eventually, because of the way Islam framed it, it was abolished altogether. So, for example, um, and you have to think about society back in the days when they would fight wars. What would happen? A lot of times, one village, the majority of their men would be killed off. So now, what do you do with the women and children? You can't just leave them there. It's not like today where people can kind of fend on their own, and the government provides for people, and there's different levels of safety. If we don't intake those people into our society in some positive way, somebody's just going to come and to be very negative with them, right? It's going to be hazardous for them. So Islam regulated that. Before Islam, people would be kidnapped into slavery. Islam regulated it into where somebody can only be enslaved through war. So if somebody was the side was defeated, they could be taken as slaves. But also regulated it in many hadiths, which tell, like, if somebody owns a slave, they eat out of what their master, the owner eats. They're clothed similarly to that. They're not to be beaten. They're not to be overworked. So eventually, when you put all these regulations on it, number one, it became very humane. Yes, servitude isn't a great system to be under, but it still was humane. And eventually, it was abolished altogether because society evolved.
Was it a way to like maybe kind of
wean it off because
in steps?
it had to be done in steps, because you can't just be like, okay, hundreds of thousands of slaves, okay, you're all free now. Okay, what's going to happen then for people who have nothing in society? They don't have like a grip or a tribe or a clan. It would have been disastrous. So Islam made regulations. Then you'll see, like, a lot of times, like, we talked about this with fasting. If somebody makes a mistake in their fasting, what's the expiation to free a slave? Or somebody swears with Allah's name, makes an oath, and they break it, what's one of the expiations to free a slave? So a lot of encouragement to free the slaves. So yes, it was a situation. It was a system back then. But again, Islam regulated it in a way which abolished it pretty much altogether.
All right. Number 4, one who has attained puberty. It is not obligatory on the child. If the child performs Hajj, it doesn't absolve him of the obligation to perform it when he attains puberty.
Now, there's some difference of opinion on this. If the child is of a discerning age and hasn't attained puberty, so maybe the child's like 12, right? Hasn't gotten to the age of puberty, but takes his Hajj seriously and fulfills the obligation. According to many jurists, it does. But somebody is like 5, and they don't even know what they're doing, then it doesn't fulfill the obligation.
Number 5, one who is healthy. It is not obligatory on the sick person until he gets well.
Okay. So one of the conditions of Hajj being obligatory on you is you being healthy enough to perform it. If somebody is not healthy enough, then they do not go. They should not go. And of course, being unhealthy, it takes different forms. Sometimes people are in such a chronic illness that there's no chance of them getting better at any time, right? And then there's certain illnesses that are temporary, that somebody's going through treatment, not this year, but maybe next year they'll be better and they can perform it. So there's different paths to it. If somebody has a chronic illness and has no chance of recovery and they cannot perform Hajj, then they can send somebody in their place. If somebody has the hope of recovering, then they should wait until they can recover. And and this will all be discussed again. Okay, number 6.
The one who has the ability, it is not wajib on one too poor to make the journey.
So if somebody doesn't have the financial means, then it's not obligatory on them. But it also doesn't mean that somebody shouldn't be trying. Um, Hajj is very costly. It'll cost like $12,000 to $14,000 right now, I believe, for one person, and not everybody has that lying around. But it's also not. It also should be on your mind. Should be a goal. Like you should have like a Hajj fund. You should be saving for it, even if you're saving a little by little. That shows your intention. You should at least have intention to do it, right? And if you're really out there spending large sums of money on other things before performing your Hajj, then you're being reckless with it. And a lot of times people will go on really expensive vacations rather than performing Hajj. No, they should fulfill their obligation to Allah first, and then whatever they want to do in their life. Okay.
Number 7, it is obligatory only once in a lifetime. If a person performs more than once, he will get reward, and women and men are the same in this regard.
All right. So only obligatory once. If somebody has performed it, it's not obligatory again. They can perform it again, and they'll be rewarded, but it's not obligatory on that person.
Will they still be absolved of all their sins as if they?
Yeah, they can still get the
No, if they do it multiple times.
Yeah.
10 times, like
Yeah.
their sins are erased for that.
inshallah.
Why would they need to be erased again if they've already been erased?
Well, you did it once, and then after 10 years, you have some more sins, because we sin probably every day.
For a woman, she has to have a mahram to accompany her, since the Prophet ﷺ said a woman should not travel except if a mahram is with her.
We've talked about this numerous times.
It
So
sounds like it means travel anywhere, anytime as well.
what's considered travel?
Overnight.
If you're staying somewhere overnight, it's a long distance, yes. But like traveling from Short Pump to Southside that's not considered travel.
Or like in my case, I traveled up to New York to see family and back by myself.
Okay.
We talked about this last year. I remember, I think you also, it was a discussion too, that after even a certain age as well, right?
But that's not in the Hadith of the Quran. That's
So-
just a, what do they call that? Fatwa.
Yeah, no, you should, for a distance that long, you should have somebody with you. If you don't have somebody with you and you travel, or it's necessary for you to travel and you can do so safely, may Allah forgive us if we make mistakes. But just because somebody's in a situation like that doesn't change the ruling.
Yeah.
Okay, so, oops, sorry.
Yeah, so, I mean, I know we talked about this over and over, but I want to make Hajj and I don't have a mahram.
And like I said, there are some jurists who allow it if you're in a group and things like that, because you'll be kept safe in a group. So
So what if it's a woman, mid-age woman, only Muslim in her family, not married? How would that work? She can't do it until she's married, or what?
if it's possible for her to get married, she should wait until she get married. If she's beyond the age of marriage and there's no real thought of her getting married, that's a different situation. But if she's like young, that she should get married. It's a motivation to get married.
What if I have a strong abhorration towards men, and I just don't desire to be married?
I mean, that's just your somebody's personal.
Would that make it a sin though?
What a sin? Not getting married?
Yeah. I mean, because by then I wouldn't be able to go on Hajj. I was listening to a podcast about this today, and the guy was talking about how even though marriage is not wajib, I think.
Wajib,
It's not
obligatory.
wajib, but it is sunnah, and it does protect us from certain sins. That saying that we do not want to get married as women, or men and women don't want to get married, is pretty much denying the words or the sunnah of the Prophet Muhammad.
Listen, the religion of Islam and our lifestyle in general, and if we look at our natural beings and society, if you factor all of that together, women should be married. Women should not be single. Western society has pushed these ideologies.
But what if my husband died and I don't want to get married again?
Hang on.
Or I got divorced and I don't want to get married.
Let me answer the first question before you ask a follow-up, right? So
What if I just hate men?
that's a problem. But
It's a different problem. Yeah.
really, women should not be single. They should try to get married. And there's,
I mean, I got no problem getting married. A woman like me don't stay single for long. But
alhamdulillah.
what if I just don't want to?
All right, let me answer the first question, and then I'll get to your second question. So, as I said, women should get married. And the reason for that is Islam has given them a number of advantages that, and a number of ways to be protected. So, for example, if a woman is married, she's not required to work. Her expenses are the responsibility of her husband. Why wouldn't she avail that? Why would she put herself out there?
In my world, I'm working all the time anyway. It's pretty much the same if a man is there or not.
Can I finish,
I'm
please?
sorry.
Thank you. And there's many other reasons that, as far as travel, as far as protection, as far as guidance, that women should be married. Just looking at society today in general, an unmarried woman isn't as protected as a married woman. And I know a lot of you will agree on this. When a man comes to try to talk to you, and you can say no as many times as you want, he'll keep trying until you say, no, I'm married, or no, I have a man. Then he starts backing
Or
off.
no,
A lot of times. A lot of times that's the key to it, right? That I'm married or I have someone. And then they start backing off. So even just the mention of a man is protection. So Islam really does encourage men and women both to be married. It protects us from a lot of things. Now, if, let's say, somebody is a widow and, they just, even then, depending on their age, of course, if somebody's very old and, now they have sons and other people can take care of them, then that's fine. Or they're at an age where they don't have any feeling to get married, that's fine too. If they can, if there is something available, that's better for them even. But that's still understandable if that. But if somebody's still young and somebody still has desires, they should get married. Otherwise, we're opening a door for Shaitan to harm us and misguide us. So it is definitely something important. If somebody has some reservations or some things, and they need to, let's say, go to counseling over it because they had some bad experience in the past and they're afraid of having more bad experiences, then those treatments and that counseling should be sought with the goal of getting married. Now, not everybody can get married because you need a partner for that. And it's not always easy to find somebody who is compatible. But it shouldn't be, it should be an intention that, yes, if I find somebody, I will get married. It shouldn't be like, no, not doing it. It's not happening, that type of thing. Just like with anything else, like we mentioned in Hajj, you may not be able to make it at that time, but it still should be an intention that once I get the means to do so, I will. Same with marriage.
So So just having the attitude of not wanting to get married is not right?
It's not, it doesn't align ourselves with what Islam has taught
I
us.
don't need protection. I have a Taurus.
That's not the only type of protection.
That.
That's not the only thing when that falls under protection.
Don't come near men. I literally don't. It's not about physical, I think is what you see. It's not about physical, it's just physical. There's a lot more to it, financial, emotional.
Guidance and
Biology does say, men and women were made to be together. Biology says it. Okay. I think it's some pieces say it's more than like physical. Like if we go in the street, that's one thing, but there's so much more to it.
yeah. If you're asking a question Islamically, what's the view on it?
Proximity to me, then they can't even talk to me.
If you're asking the question, what does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala want from us? He wants us to get married. Okay.
Let's move on.
All right. All right. So that covers the obligation of Hajj. Who is it obligatory upon? So the main things are, one, you're healthy enough to do so. Second, you have enough money to do so. And that doesn't just mean enough money necessarily just for the cost of it. Because let's say you have a family, you need to have enough money to be able to provide for them if you're gone. So it's not like you've taken everything in your savings and now the family is struggling. They can't pay rent or whatever. It needs to be, things need to be protected and then you go. It's an obligatory obligation once in a lifetime. As we mentioned, the woman needs to have a marrow. Okay. Now, the fundamental constituents of Hajj, Arkan. Arkan means the pillars of Hajj, right? Means the things that if you don't perform these parts, your Hajj is not valid. Similarly, like every act of worship has certain pillars to it, right? Like prayer, for example, if you don't have wudu, or if you don't read Surah Al-Fatiha, or if you don't make sajda, for example, then your prayer is invalid. Fasting, if you don't fast until the proper time, you break it in the middle, that day wasn't counted, it wasn't accepted, it was invalid. Same with Hajj. So these are the four pillars of Hajj. Who would like to read?
Fundamental constituents of the Arkan of Hajj. The Hajj has some fundamental constituents. If any one of these is missing, the Hajj will not be valid. They are: number one, entering the state of Ihram for Hajj. It is the intention plus the wearing of unstitched cloth for men, one piece wrapped around the upper part and one piece wrapped around the lower part of the body. Women should remain in their normal clothing.
Okay, so the first thing that needs to happen is somebody needs to be in the state of Ihram.
All right, so you guys say again?
All right. Somebody needs to be in the state of Ihram. So Ihram is entered into, there's specific spots where it's called the miqat. And once somebody gets to the miqat, they have to be in Ihram with their intention and with their clothing. And then once they're in Ihram, there are certain things that they cannot do. So for example, when somebody's in Ihram, they can't use any type of scent or perfume. They can't hunt. They can't engage in any type of sexual relations. They cannot clip their nails or cut their hair. So there's certain restrictions when somebody's in Ihram. So once they get to that station called the miqat, then they enter into Ihram, which is the clothing and the intention.
Number two, staying at Arafat on the 9th of Dhul Hijjah, from the time the sun passes the zenith of high noon until sunset. For latecomers, their Hajj is valid as long as they can get to the Arafat before the start of Fajr Salat on the 10th day of Zulhijjah.
Okay, so staying at Arafah. Arafah is a mountain outside of a little bit outside of Mecca, and the day of Arafah. The day of Arafah is the 9th of Zulhijjah. So staying at Arafah for some time. Um, um, it says here from the time the sun passes the zenith, so the time of high noon until sunset. That time is a pillar of Hajj. So making sure that we are there and able to participate in that. And there's tents and stuff there, so like if somebody's there, they'll be able to stay there. Number 3.
3 is the Tawaf al-Ifada. Can be performed anytime after Fajr on the 10th until the last day of Zulhijjah, which is the 12th month of the Islamic calendar.
Okay, so Tawaf al-Ifada is the Tawaf for Hajj. That has to also be performed. That's a pillar of Hajj.
And number 4, the Sa'i between Safa and Marwa. You start from Safa and make 7 passages back and forth. That's 3.5 round trips between Safa and
And that has to be done after Tawaf. So after you've done the Tawaf, then you do the Sa'i. So those 4 things are your pillars of Hajj. Without those, your Hajj becomes invalid. Any
Number
questions?
3, the Tawaf is at the 7.
Yes. You'll go around 7. No. It's all, Tawaf is always 7. Yes.
Just something I read online about Hajj regarding like what you wear when you go. Men don't wear underwear under their. That's,
No, it's just 2 cloths.
And hopefully they have pants. Because it's so, and
You said pins?
please wear safety pins, yes.
what if someone falls?
Or, yeah. And it is, everywhere else where you go, it's men here, women there, but Hajj is like sardines. And where, take a Coke bottle or a big Pepsi bottle in front of you, like protect you or your backpack.
Put it in front of you, yeah.
Yeah, things like that. The women can wear any clothes.
Women can wear anything, yeah. There's no restriction on women what they wear.
I thought it was like.
And they got separated from you guys.
Not
We're doing it, and somebody pulled the top of
It's
the hair off.
it's
So-
probably better to just wear
It's a haram.
muted colors.
I mean, you don't want to be too flashy, right? And also, it's also very physically rigorous, so you don't want to.
I usually wear
be in heels.
so at least my husband can spot me in the crowd of all the black faces within the comments. It's like, okay, we're gonna meet here, and there's like 50 other women wearing all black in the comments. Like,
Well, that means you have to spot him.
Yes,
yep, that works.
because how embarrassing would it be if you went to a different woman?
Oh, no.
But yes, yeah, ihram for men is 2 white unsewn sheets. Any other questions?
So wait, why do a lot of men shave their head? What is that?
So we'll get to that, but so after you've made your Hajj, the acts that need to be done on the 10th, after the 9th act, was actually part of Hajj, is to sacrifice an animal and either cut your hair or shave it. And shaving it is better. And there's other things like clip your nails and stuff like that. Women will cut a little bit from their hair, not required to cut a lot.
That's on the 10th day.
That'll be on the 10th. I think we'll get to that here.
I have a question.
Procedures for Hajj.
If you cut more, is that like more reward or you just?
For women?
Yeah.
No. No, it's just required to cut a little bit and, don't have to go too crazy with
How
it.
much is it worth then?
Just what's considered cutting it and being it from all parts of your head. So like even my hair, like you just cut the bottom of and that's everything. Right.
And we've usually just done the snip not across the whole thing, but just.
No, it should be across the whole thing. Yeah. So if you have like hair, it should be from all parts of your head. So you should, you can bring it together and just cut the bottom. Huh?
You're talking about women.
Yeah. Or men who want to just cut instead of shave it. Because some men, don't shave their head. Yeah. But yeah, like, a little bit.
So all men don't have to shave their head?
It's optional. You can cut your hair or shave it. It's more rewardable to shave it, but some people love their hair, so maybe they just cut it.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? Any other questions? All right. Okay, here are some compulsory acts which are wajib. Now, they're different from the pillars of Hajj because if you miss one of these acts, then you have to expiate it. You still have to, there's still a problem in your Hajj, which you have to fulfill. But if you had missed the first four things, your Hajj is invalid completely, right? So number one is assuming ihram from the miqat. So you really say ihram, but if you were to tie it late, let's say you've passed the miqat already, and then you get into ihram, then you need to expiate that, a sacrifice of an animal.
You're already dressed and you're planning to do this.
Yeah, so you're pretty aware of it, but it is what it is. Okay, number two. Anybody can read.
Number two, extending one stay at Arafat from the afternoon until part of the night.
Yeah, you should, as soon as the sun sets, you should start trying to leave Arafat. You shouldn't be there at night. Even if it's crowded, you still have the intention that you're leaving.
Going towards. Number three, which is spending the night at Muzdalifah.
Right? Muzdalifah is right after Arafat. Once the sun sets, you spend part of the night in Muzdalifah. And you're supposed to spend certain days and nights in Mina.
All the time you went, I was scared to stay in Muzdalifah.
Hey, could you close that door, please?
Conditions were so bad. So my husband stayed in Muzdalifah, but I took the bus on rather than going back to the tent city. So
Mina.
I spent the night in Muzdalifah. So now I'm wondering, do I have to go back?
Were you in Muzdalifah at all?
Yeah. So
Okay, then you're fine.
we picked up the
You
stuff.
spent, yeah. You if you spent part of the night there, then you're still okay.
It was great.
It's better to spend the whole night there, but if there was some type of circumstance where you couldn't spend the whole night there, and you went, you should be fine, inshallah. May Allah
But that's,
forgive us.
backing up to number two, it says this is a compulsory act.
Which one?
Number two, extending one's stay at Arafat from afternoon until part of the night. And you just said you shouldn't stay any part of the night.
You should, until a part of the night.
So you're in Arafat.
Yeah, so you have to stay there until Maghrib, at least. You're not supposed to leave before Maghrib. You stay there until Maghrib, and then you start moving out to Muzdalifah.
What if you wanted to stay longer?
No,
But you still have to go to Muzdalifah.
to get the stones.
You have to spend your night in Muzdalifah.
Immediately after Arafat?
Yeah.
Oh.
From Arafah, you go to Muzdalifah.
And then if you miss any of these, you're supposed to do like kill another goat or something.
Yeah. Number four,
Number four is stoning the Jamarat.
the Jamarat are the three pillars in Mina. You've probably seen videos of people stoning it. That's part of Hajj. You're supposed to do that. Number five,
Is the farewell tawaf.
the farewell tawaf is done after Hajj when you're leaving Makkah. So so let's say you did your Hajj and you're still in Makkah for another week. Before you leave, like the last day or two, you're to make the tawaf al-wida. It's called the farewell tawaf. Yeah, it's a tawaf and say, yeah. And no, I think it's just tawaf. I think it's just tawaf. You don't need to make sa'i in that. I apologize. It's tawaf. Except for like if a woman can't make tawaf at that time and her plane is gonna leave, then she can't do it. She can't do it. But then she can um, make up for that. Or, if she knows that she's in threat of not being able to, in the next couple of days, she can make it a day or two early or something like that. Okay. Okay, we can start the next chapter. It's kind of long, so we can start some of it. So when a person is in a state of ihram, there are a number of things forbidden. I covered a few of the major ones, but we can go over this. Things that are forbidden to a person in the state of ihram. Who would like to read?
I'll read. Number one, sex and anything which might lead up to it, such as kissing or touching with desire.
Okay, so when we're in the state of ihram, there should be no type of sexual intimacy with one spouse.
So like, like when you say in the wait, never mind. I think I'm saying this. Okay, number two.
You have the answer to your question?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
It's doing bad deeds and sins which expel a person from the obedience of Allah.
Okay, so when you're at ihram, again, your intention is for Hajj. You shouldn't be doing sins at any point in your life. But in Makkah, when you're ready for Hajj, then doing sins is even worse for you, right? Because now it's also affecting your Hajj. So backbiting, stealing, lying, any type of sins, one should really, really avoid that.
Number three, arguing with one's companions, servants, or anyone else. The basis for the prohibition of these three things is a statement of the law. So whoever intends to perform Hajj, then he should not have sexual relations with his wife, nor commit sin, nor dispute unjustly during the Hajj.
Okay. So whoever intends to perform Hajj, three things: they should not have sexual relations, they should not commit sin, and they should not commit jidal, which is arguing, fighting. And this is really important because when you have that many people from every different part of the world, and it's hot, and people are trying to get from one place to another, there's pushing, there's shoving, it's very physical, and we gotta. That's part of it. Being patient is part of it because people are gonna do things that are gonna irritate you, and we can't just start arguing and lashing out, and because the only thing that's gonna happen is you're losing your reward for Hajj. That's part of it. Being patient. Yeah. Number 4.
Wearing of summer clothes for men, such as shirts, hooded robes, pants, and covering the head with a cap or turban or shawl, etc. Also, it is forbidden to wear clothing that is dyed with a fragrant dye. Also, it is forbidden to wear leather socks, but it is permissible to wear sandals. If one cannot find sandals, the leather socks should be cut so that they don't come up to the ankle.
Okay. And number 5, this is only for men. So for men, staying in the clothing that they need to be staying in for ihram. Remember, we're talking about ihram. So they need to be in the 2 white sheets. They can't. There's certain things they can't wear, like can't wear sneakers, or socks, or a baseball cap, or a jacket. What?
Number 6.
Mm-hmm.
As for women, they can wear all that except for a garment that has perfume on it, and a niqab which covers her face, and gloves, as it is reported that the Prophet ﷺ said, a woman in ihram shouldn't wear niqab, nor should she wear gloves. It is permissible to cover her face from men by using an umbrella, or let a portion of her outer garment hang over it. Aisha said, riders would pass us while we were with Allah's Messenger ﷺ in ihram. When they drew close, each of us would let part of our outer garment hang over her face, and when they would pass, we would uncover our faces.
Okay.
That's what the purpose is. Like, you can have niqab that's a separate piece from your hijab, but if you want, you can use your own hijab to cover the
Your
bottom
face,
of it.
yeah.
But it's not supposed to come from the top of your face down. And she also said a face mask is fine if you want to protect yourself from sickness.
Yeah, if somebody's protecting this, that face mask is fine.
So like the jilbabs, it's like a one-piece hijab, but you can put them up. Can you wear that or no?
You can wear it, but you're not supposed to have your face covered all the time.
Okay.
So if somebody wants to, they feel that like
There's too
It's-
much, you know.
it's just too much going on and they just want to cover their face, they can. Okay, where are we? Number 13?
No, number 7.
Oh,
What? It's like
Why did-
skipped.
yeah. Why did?
That's a different page.
What part is this doesn't have? Oh, it's the same thing. It's just numbered as numbered wrong.
Numbered wrong, right? Okay.
It says,
'Cause ours is 13.
if a man is unable to find or acquire 2 sheets, normally one for ihram or sandals, he should wear what he has. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, when a Muslim can't find the izar or rida, the 2 sheets, he should wear pants or trousers, and if he can't find sandals, he should wear leather socks.
All right. Number next. Number next.
It is forbidden for a person in ihram to arrange a marriage for someone else, or to get married himself, or to propose marriage based on the statement of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The muhrim should not marry nor arrange for another marriage nor propose.
Yeah, I mean, you're there for Hajj. You're not there to get married. Let's wait afterwards. It's only a couple days. No, next.
Yeah, what if, well, you should already know if someone was single. You have to say, what, I wonder if that's happening. Like,
What?
Like, when people are doing Hajj, or like, if they're out in the city, like Mecca or Medina or something, and they, see someone they're interested in, right? Like, how would that work? But I guess it shouldn't matter. Like, it shouldn't be.
Somebody's at haram. They can't propose.
Okay.
Let's say after.
They'll have to wait.
Have to wait the Prophet Prophet.
Number 9.
Yeah, whatever number it is at this point.
It is prohibited for the Muslim to trim his nails or to remove any hair by shaving or clipping or by any other method based on Allah's statement. And do not shave your heads until the head reaches the place of sacrifice.
All right. So, like I said, in the haram, you don't shave your head or you don't cut your hair or clip your nails until the time is appropriate for that.
Number 10, it is prohibited for the Muslim men and women to use perfumes on their bodies or garments.
Okay, that's been discussed.
Back to number 9, it's related, but I don't think it's covered. If you have contact lenses, I mean, some people that are so conservative, oh, you can't put eye drops in.
Who said?
When I went on Hajj,
No,
I
that's
was
not.
over in contact section.
Why would,
I know.
why?
But there's some women in the ladies' bathroom area that saw me, and it's like, I could have ignored them.
Yeah, no, there's nothing.
Say that anywhere.
I mean, you can take a medicine if you needed to. You can take eye drops. The prohibition is on perfumes.
Maybe it was something about Ramadan. Maybe I'm confusing.
Even in Ramadan,
Ramadan,
that's in your eye. You're not ingesting it,
And because they're all kind of interconnected, you know.
but you're not ingesting eye drops.
I know because we didn't own
Yeah.
during Ramadan.
Oh, okay.
And they like,
Yeah. There's people. Yeah.
Stop making wudu on the water. They
Yeah.
have different priorities.
Yeah. Some people will say anything. This is why it's important for us to know our religion and not depend on others. Okay. Are we on the last one?
11. I don't know if this is, it is, okay. It is prohibited for the Muslim to hunt land animals or slaughter it. He may not even point towards it or make it food so another person can kill it, but it is permissible to catch fish or take any sea-dwelling animal out of it as well as eating it. Allah said, lawful to you is the pursuit of water, game and its use for food, for the benefit of yourselves and those who travel. But forbidden is the pursuit of land game as long as you are in a state of ihram.
Okay. So you can't hunt while you're at home, or ask somebody to hunt on your behalf, or point at it. But if somebody hunted on their own and they brought you food from that, you can eat it. All right. So those are the things you can't do in ihram. And 7:30, so we'll stop there. Does anybody have any questions? Okay. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك واشهد ان لا اله الا انت واستغفرك واتوب اليك.